did you know that approximately 1 in 3 people are affected by drinking and driving? The numbers are staggering. Well, here is Heather Geronemus, the event chairperson for Walk Like MADD and MADD with some info on how you can take part in a great local event. Heather, it's nice to see you again.
Good to see you again too, Dave.
How are you?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. For people who may not know, and I feel like most people do know about MADD, but maybe some don't, tell us a little bit about it and how you became involved.
So I think that everyone thinks they know about MADD, and everyone probably sat through something in high school before their prom, you know, talking about not drinking and driving. But I think the thing that people don't know about MADD is that we've been saving lives in this country for 30 years, 30 plus, and we do that in a number of ways, not just victim support, but also by educating youth and parents on how to talk to their children about the dangers of underage drinking and the dangers of drinking and driving. So it's more than just that one assembly that you sat through in high school.
Right.
It's really a whole, a whole complement of services that we provide. And of course the victim support, which is how I became introduced to MADD. Almost 5 years ago, my father was killed by a drunk driver, and you know, you go through the normal things like a funeral and a shiva and hundreds, maybe thousands of phone calls from people, and you know, I thought that I could really handle it. I was in my late 20s, and I thought I could deal with it on my own. And for a long time, I dealt with it on my own. And then I got a letter inviting me to sit in the trial where the person who killed my father was going to be. And I sat there and I looked at it, and my instinct was to call my dad, because he was the person in my life that could explain things like that to me. And at that moment, I realized he wasn't there. And I didn't know who to call, because I didn't want to call anyone in my family, because they were all grieving too. And for months I had received phone calls and a letter from somebody at MADD, someone named Nancy. I didn't know who she was, and I didn't think I needed her, but in that moment I realized it was time to reach out. And I spent over an hour on the phone with somebody who I didn't even know, and she helped me get through it with no expectation of anything in return. If I had never spoken to her again, that would have been fine with her. She just helped me out of the goodness of her heart, and she's also a survivor. So of course, when Nancy helped me and really just didn't expect anything in return, and she went with me to court, and she did all these different things for me to help me get through it and the rest of my family, I figured that I needed to find a way to give back.
And have you been able to pay it forward personally? Have you had a chance to talk to someone who's gone through what you went through?
I have. I'm not the best at that. We'll get more into what I'm good at, which is this event that we're going to talk about next.
Right.
But I do, whenever I have the chance, and people come to me with stories all the time. You have no idea how many people are impacted by drinking.
Well, what's the stat? 1 in 3 people affected by it in their lifetime.
Really, 1 in 3. So I'll send out an email just to my company. I did that the other day, because we always have a big team at my event, and you have no idea how many. Out of 2,000 people, I got several emails back. Thank you for doing this. I was impacted by a drunk driver. And so I hear stories, and I do try to comfort people, and I try to point them in the right direction to the right resources. It's very hard, but it's much more prevalent than you think.
Yeah, I mean, 1 in 3 is, there's 3 people in this room right now. I mean, anyone who's watching probably has a couple of people with them. So it's really sad, actually. All right, let's talk about this event, the 5K Walk Like MADD and MADD, which is not only a long event to complete, but it's also a long thing to say, right? We need an acronym for that, I think.
We do.
We'll work on that for next year. Let's hear about the event, though.
So Walk Like MADD and MADD Fort Lauderdale is an event that I founded 4 years ago. So we're the 4th annual event, and it's a walk right here in Fort Lauderdale. And it's more than just a walk and a run. It's really about bringing the community together to create positive change. So as a victim of drunk driving, the only thing that I can do is figure out a way to heal. And 5 years have passed, and it's still a work in progress, but bringing together the whole community and really showing that drinking and driving is a problem that we all need to work to resolve really helps me, and it makes a big impact to see thousands of people out there.
Specifically, what goes on at the event?
At the event, we'll have opening ceremonies. We're honoring Susan Israel, who is a great friend of MADD. Her husband, Scott Israel, is our sheriff, BSO. And we'll have opening ceremonies. Tony Segreto, who's an excellent friend of MADD as well, is our MC. We'll have Mayor Seiler and Chip Lamarca will be there to make remarks on the importance of drinking and driving prevention. And then we will have a national anthem performance by a local singer, Sierra Ray, who's just fantastic. I don't know if you've heard her yet. She's a local country sensation, so we're very lucky to have her. And then we'll kick off the 5K walk and run. You'll run through Rio Vista or walk. We've got participants from my 92-year-old grandmother to a 2.5-year-old who is working on her 3rd year as the biggest fundraiser in the youth category.
Wow.
So, it's really family fun for everyone. And when you get back to the park, we've got a live band, Beatles tribute band, the 2 of us. and we'll have food and a kids zone, and then there'll be awards after for the 5K winners, and after that's wrapped, we'll have a really cute kids run. So we get to do like a 100-meter dash to the finish line, which is lots of fun.
It's all amazing. One thing people need to know is during the MADD Dash, they should not try to compete against you. Because I'm going to brag about you. You're this like amazing endurance fitness runner. So are you going to be setting the pace?
I'll probably be doing the welcoming and the meeting and greeting that day. So
give them all a head start. You know, like give them a 3K head start, and then you'll catch them.
Then just come out there and run them down.
Yeah, just run them down. Just pass them. Just go backwards. Show off a little. Yeah.
Well, hopefully I'll get the chance to run that day, but it's usually so busy that I stay in the park.
So how can people come to it, get involved? When is it? Where is it? All that stuff.
So it's on May 4th at Huizenga Park right here in downtown Fort Lauderdale. They can go to our website, walklikemadd.org/Fort Lauderdale to register. You can even come out the day of. We will be doing on-site registration, but of course it's most efficient to get involved early. We've got about 12 more days to register online. We'll close online registration on May 3rd, and then on May 4th you can walk on that day, and it begins at 7 a.m. nice and early.
Yep.
And then you've got the rest of the day to do whatever you need to do.
Okay.
And we'll be out of there by 10 o'clock with everything.
How many people would you hope to get?
I'm looking for 2,000 people.
Okay, 2,000. And you're trying to raise funds?
Yes. Okay. So actually, as of this morning, we surpassed our goal of $100,000 raised for MADD.
Congratulations.
So now I have to make a new one. I'm not sure what that is, but
let's go $500,000.
Yeah, not this year.
Maybe not. All right,
maybe total.
And what specifically? Where does the money go?
So the money stays here in Broward County, which is the amazing part about it. A lot of organizations, when you raise money locally, it goes back up nationally and then distributed back down. The money will stay here in Broward to support the education programs that I talked about. We have recently brought on a program specialist who's getting into schools and hospitals and all different community groups and talking to people about the real dangers of drinking and driving.
Silly question here, but you know we have many viewers in Dade County as well.
Yeah.
They can come up to Broward and be part of this, and
of course.
Yeah.
Dade, Palm Beach, it's open for everyone.
Wherever you are.
Yes, exactly. Miami does have a very active MADD chapter, and they had their event in February, but we are really the Broward and Palm Beach chapter. But we would love to have as many people as possible join us.
Before we go, is there anything you want to sort of share with viewers about the importance of everything that we've talked about today?
Sure. What I would say is that drinking and driving is a crime. It's a 100% preventable crime, though. It's not something it's not a disease. We talked about the statistic, the 1 in 3 statistic. That's something that people talk about when you talk about cancer. It's the same statistic, but you can't prevent that. Drinking and driving is preventable, and the real power is in raising awareness of that event and opportunities like today to come on this show. So if all of your viewers pay it forward and tell one person that they saw me on your show and I lost my father to a drunk driver, the impact is exponential.
Give us the web address one more time.
www.walklikemadd.org/Fort Lauderdale.
It's always good to see you.
You too.
You're the best, and we'll see you again soon.
All right.
Thanks, Heather.
Thank you.
All right.